They say it's the little things in life that bring you the most joy, and my little pencil sharpener there, I've been pretty happy with it. So I asked a question in the last video, and really nobody got the answer, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized, well, I never posted this video, so that's why nobody knew the answer. So maybe that's a hint that the answer is coming. So this is me actually cutting out the patterns that I traced on the plywood with the paper plans, but you see all that in like episode 1 and 2. And I'm just using that little cordless skill saw right there. And I use a jigsaw, and the blower is just as important as either one of the saws because it's a lot of sawdust. You can see here that I just kind of cut out the patterns. I'm going to give you some detail here in a little while about how I orient the saw and how I'm trying to cut the saw blade. And as you're looking, you know, there's a specific way that you need to orient your wood because you're cutting and you're looking on the short side of the saw, like basically the left side of the saw, because that's what you can see. So you need to make sure you orient your board so that you can cut just to the edge that you want to be flush. But by and large, you can see here, this is how you cut out all the patterns and traced all the patterns, and all I did was I cut out all the patterns from the start, and then all I've been doing from that point forward is just putting them together, so it's pretty doggone neat. Now, I don't give out clues as to what answers to the test might be because that's wrong, but that was probably important. But you can see here, and once again I'm going to mention supporting the saw. Yeah, that was the best way because that was right down the middle and curved. So as long as the curve is pretty gradual, that skill saw will cut that curve, and if you need to, you can go down in tooth, like down in tooth count. This is an example of me showing you how I'm just cutting that edge. So the piece that I'm cutting is to the left of the saw, not to the right of the saw. So if you have any questions about that, ask me because it does make a difference. And I think that because I'm a little better with cutting and I have a lot of experience running the saw, that helped me to put this thing together more fair. So what I was saying there is, as you're cutting some of these little thin strips, and you take a scrap piece of lumber and put it on the other side so that your saw is supported on both sides as you're cutting, so that you're not trying to balance it on the little bitty piece. But this is what it looks like, just cutting out the pieces. Now you see those two pieces there where I have do not cut. Those are actually deck supports that go in under the stern part of the casting deck and all, but I don't know how I want to configure that, so I didn't cut those pieces out yet. And there's that little fence that I use for making straight cuts on plywood. And I just know that my saw has a 1-inch offset, so I clamp that on there and hold it tight, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. And that's just a piece of plywood. That's the factory edge that I use as a true straight edge. So that's about it. I wanted to put this up because it is pretty interesting. You can see back in the weather turned bad, but there's also some affiliate links in the comments. If you want to use any of the products that I use, these saws or anything else, you can use them, and it helps me to fund this. I earn a little commission off of that. I'm just trying to get this thing paid for. So thanks for checking it out.